Well, thanks for joining us on the Seven Churches of Revelation tour. We are in Philadelphia, and Philadelphia actually was named after a guy named Attalus. He was a king of Pergamum, and the Romans tried to turn him against his brother Eumenes, but he wouldn't do it. He stayed loyal until he got the nickname Lover of Brother. Philadelphia means Philo, a love, Delphia, brother, lover of brother. And so he founded the church. He founded Philadelphia, and here we are in Philadelphia. We're actually in an area in the 6th century where a church had been built. By that time, there were Christians. Christianity was legal. It had spread throughout the area. But remember, back in the Revelation time, the seven churches, they were going through persecution. And the church in Philadelphia, they are the ones who remain faithful. Jesus praises them for being faithful. He reminds them, his description is, he's the Holy One. There's no one like him. He's set apart. He's the one who is true. His words are faithful and true. He's the one who holds the keys to the kingdom of David. He holds the keys to heaven. John 14:6, no one comes to the Father but through me, Jesus says. And I love this part to the church in Philadelphia. Jesus says, what I open, no one can shut, and what I shut, no one can open. Church in Philadelphia, they had some challenges. An earthquake hit here in 17 AD, this whole area, and they say that it destroyed so much of the city of Philadelphia, and then the tremors came back, so a lot of people moved out of town. They moved in the surrounding area. But Jesus reminds them that he's the one in control. He tells them, you have so little, your lives have been destroyed, but you remain faithful. There's a big Jewish population here, and remember, not only were the Christians persecuted by the Romans, but they were persecuted by the Jews as well. But he says, even though the Jews have persecuted you, you have remained faithful to me. And then he tells them at the end, he is going to accept them into heaven. He is going to give them everything they need. They're going to be like a pillar in the temple. So think about it. Earthquake hit here. But even when the earthquake hit, some of the pillars still stood. A pillar was one of the last things to fall down. And so Jesus said, you're like that pillar. I'm going to give you the strength to endure and persevere. And you're going to have the strength to stand even when the earth quakes under you. And then he says, I'm going to give you a new name. It was interesting, Philadelphia had 3 names in their history. They had Philadelphia, the founding name, and then in 17 AD, when the earthquake came, they were given money by a guy named Tiberius. He was the Caesar, and so they named this city Neo-Caesarea, the new Caesarea, after the Caesar. Then in 90, it hit again, the Emperor Vespasian, he rebuilt the city, and his wife was named Flavo, and so they named the city after her as well. So 3 names, and then Jesus tells them in Revelation, I'm going to give you a new name. I'm going to give you a name that will last for eternity. And the name we have that Jesus gives us, of course, gives us our identity, gives us our endurance, and it's a name that we will have throughout eternity, as Jesus is the one who has saved us by his death on the cross. So thanks for joining us here in Philadelphia. We appreciate you taking this trip with us virtually. We'll see you next time.